4, 3,
Two
2.
one.
Let's go. Hello, everybody. Well, at least two of you listening. Thanks for the like, by
There's
the way.
two.
Whoever's joining us. Brilliant. But yes, it's JJ and myself. We are back for 2024. Right.
Hello.
So, hello and welcome to New Talk from the other side of the world. I am P.G.M. Oh, hang on, I'll turn that down because it's yes. You don't want to, I don't want to hear my own voice over another system. Anyway,
Understandable.
how are you, JJ? How's it going, mate? How is it going?
I'm doing all right, my friend. Just getting over what we spoke about earlier, a little bit of food poisoning. So, but everything's good. Back to normal again. Well, eating a little bit healthier. Hey, it's Batman and the Boy Wonder.
Which one's the Boy Wonder and which one's Batman? T3.
Well, it'd be you because you're wearing the Robin suit.
Oh, that's so yeah, I can't read upside down. I'm dyslexic.
The boy is wondering.
Um,
So
good day.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit
But
of a
hey,
shame.
T, how you
Yeah,
doing, T?
yeah. At least you're all better. So you're all better now. So
Yeah, it was just something tough that happened. Just I didn't expect food poisoning, but um, it is what it is. Now I'm back to norm. Had to get rehydrated again. I unfriended you. No, I didn't. Um, so yeah, but I'm good now. So yeah, let's get this show on the road.
yes, well, it's 2024, and we've got a slightly difference in this year and the years going forward. JJ and we've discussed this over the break we've had. Um,
I know
I'm
you're
just
a brother.
playing. Bro.
I
Um,
know he is.
we
It's
are
because
going
he's just jealous because I'm hanging out with you. That's all.
to. We are going to have guests occasionally on the show to turn up and have a discussion with us, and of course we
Thank you.
have multiple and discussions of uh, um, movies and TV shows, of course, throughout the time we are here. News as well. We will probably be talking tonight, and I think is a great topic because everybody's talking about Madam Web, and we are. I think we should jump into the fray. Um, uh, anyway, on
So
that
you want to
discussion.
talk about Madam Web?
So, um,
Is that one of our topics, Madam Web?
yeah. Sorry, I'll fill you in. I'll fill you in on that one. So,
Well, I don't know. I already saw the movie too, but
all right. Um,
um, the other thing maybe we should talk about is how Disney's selling off their physical media to Sony now, from what I'm hearing.
yeah, yeah.
We can talk about
I'll
that
read about
too.
that with a guy that I follow on YouTube, Heath, Serial Midnight. He's pretty good source for getting all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so yeah, that's a good to pick. Yeah. Also, so,
Okay, bro.
and I think did we discuss JJ that one of the times that we're on, we'll just pick a movie each, right, and talk about it, right, one of our
Yeah,
favorite films,
yeah.
and talk about it and analyze it to death. Uh, yeah, so that might
Analyze
be,
it to death.
yeah,
I don't know about analyzing the death of Madam Web. I think that was already
yeah.
just
Well, I
dead.
mean, that's. I think we're just going to discuss what's been happening. I think my 2 cents worth
Look,
on that one.
look, let me
So,
let me give you my 2 cents real quick, and then you can have the rest of the show. The only good thing about that movie is just seeing Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney, and that's it. That's all I
it's,
can say. That's it. Other
yeah,
than that,
uh, so it should
Sony,
be enough. Should be enough
Sony,
said,
if you're
right?
seeing this, which probably not, but if you are, just
Mm,
sell off Spider-Man to the MCU.
yeah.
That's all I gotta
Yes.
say.
Yes, and
Everything of Spider-Man, everything, Venom, everything. Your stupid Craven the Hunter, which don't even bother putting it out on theaters. Just stream the son of a gun. That's all I gotta say.
Yes, yes, yeah, it's kind of like a train wreck, right? Already
They've
happened.
always been a train
Yeah,
wreck. Why, I
yeah,
mean,
yeah.
I guess just because they thought Venom was Venom, we did it with Venom. Now we can you know move on to others. Now I remember they were gonna do Silver Sable, and that never came around. I don't even see the point of why you're gonna do Craven the Hunter. I mean, no, Craven should be a character that's already in a Spider-Man movie, not his own show, or own movie kind of deal. Um, yeah, I really was hoping Madam Web would turn out to be. I thought it was interesting the trailer. I was liking the trailers, but uh, I mean, I don't know.
Oh,
I think
yeah.
I think I'd rather see Last Jedi 24 hours straight than that crap.
um, yeah. Yes, yeah. I mean, yes. We'll get to my points of view on Madam Web, but I'm just it's just again, we're going to have such fun on this channel this year. We're talking about stuff. We're going to have lots of different things as well. I'm wanting to incorporate toys in this as well this year more. I think.
Yeah, I have a toy
So,
to show off,
um, oh, great.
or
Fantastic.
toys. You want to show
Um,
them off? Well, I'll show them later.
yeah, sure, mate. And so, welcome, one and all. If you're watching all around the world, again, my name is P.G.M. It's how I go. It's my little, all right, handle kind of name or whatever you want to call it. I'm from New Zealand, of course, Wellington and Wellywood. If you don't know me, please feel free to subscribe to the PGM show. If you want to kind of see JJ at all, you can see him on my show. And so, and around about on
You guys,
probably.
he doesn't want to say it, but I'll say it for him. PGM stands for Pretty Gorgeous Man. That's it.
Yes, yes. I have my makeup on, as you see, as well on it. So, um,
I don't wear makeup. I'll be ugly either way.
anyway, JJ is in LA, is in America. If you don't know
LA, I was
that,
like, damn. I think I'd been dead
no,
if I was in LA.
no.
I don't think I would have made it.
But just for my Kiwi audiences of one, probably watching this, so it's where he's from.
I see two.
And we do yeah, and we do a show called New Talk from the other side of the world. So, um, hello, welcome, and everybody's
Hi.
welcome in the chat.
Welcome to
So
2024. Nerd Talk 2024.
yeah, so okay, let's get to it. Let's get to the crux of it. Yes, I did put up this thing, and I'm going to shock horror people and doing this. I did put up this, all right, for a start. Okay, that's what is in the news at the moment. Yes, afraid so. It is. So, and everybody's been talking about this from one side of the world to the other. Madam Web, and it's all its uncuriosities, put it lightly. Not a great film and not a great start to 2024 for Sony and MCU. And Dakota Johnson even sacked her own talent agent because I think she got told it was going to be really good. It was really, really bad. So, right, and I say good on her for saying getting rid of my talent agent because that was a pile of dog shit. Sorry. So everything went just awful in the tabloids. It's not doing well on its second weekend in the box office. It's failing dismally because it's just so bad. Bad CGI, bad, I think, acting wise, and not a very good not a very good look for Sony Pictures at the moment. And JJ, you had a little bit of news. I think you said something about Sony now selling off their
No,
physical media.
supposedly the rumor has it, or there has been a deal that Disney and Sony are in agreements to have Sony sell Disney physical media. Um, I know that right now it's, it's kind of like Disney's taking a big chance on this because of the fact I don't know what the deal was that Disney would get in return. Maybe that was something that they were gonna do with them after all, since they lend them Spider Man. I'm not sure, but or maybe they're gonna have Spider Man again. Um, but right now, like Best Buy is not selling physical media this year anymore. Um, and then the problem with that is that Best Buy, 45% of their revenue is actually physical media. So now that that's happened, I don't see. I mean, who knows? I could be wrong, but my opinion, I don't see Best Buy making it without the physical media. But it seems like downloads the way that they're going with, and we'll see how that goes for Sony and how it goes for Disney. I know that right now Disney's still taking big hits.
Mhm.
And I guess selling their physical media to Sony will help out, so they don't have to. The way I'm seeing it, seems like they don't have to do a lot of production work or physical work to make the physical media, and they'll just have Sony do all the work, and they'll make a profit out of it. I don't know how it really works, but that's the way I'm seeing it. Um, and maybe they're doing that as well because they saw Tony says, "Hey, we need your help. What can you help us with?" Because Madam Web didn't do as we wanted it to be. You know, I just I don't know. I just think that this wasn't the way to go with Madam Web. I feel that Madam Web is like another Craven the Hunter. She should have been introduced in a Spider-Man movie, but the Madam Web that we know that she's much older. I know
Yeah,
this is kind of like an origin deal, but I don't think a lot of people cared for the origin of Madam Web yet. I think they just wanted to see Madam Web out first instead of just doing two in one. Um, to me, I mean, getting what's her name? Helen Mirren or
Helen Mirren.
yes, I think she would have been a great older Madam Web. Um, and just stick with that in a Spider-Man movie, especially now that we had the multiverse, the No Way Home incident deal. But I don't know. It just sucks to say that Sony needs to let go of Spider-Man. I know they don't. They're very adamant of not wanting to let go of Spider-Man, but they have to. There is no other way of doing anything else, without any other MCU character coming in. There can't. I mean, I know there's such thing as a Spider Verse, and it could happen. We've seen it happen in cartoons, but the way Sony's doing it, I think they'll just bomb. As it is, they were trying to implement Origin of a Sinister Six with Amazing
Yeah,
Spider-Man, and that just went down the pipe. Whatever contract they had with Andrew Garfield was just very hard. I mean, honestly, if you're gonna do Spider-Man, sell off live action Spider-Man, but keep your Spider-Man anime, because I mean the Into the Spider Verses, um, across the Spider Verse, they've been really Sony's been doing great and kicking it out on left field, home runs with the Spider-Man anime, Um, I mean, at first I didn't even want to give those a chance, and when I did, I was just amazed by the cartoon. The cartoon's a little weird for me, the anime, but the storyline is just great. And
yeah,
I think
yeah,
the way they do the
yeah,
Spider-Verse storyline is the way they should have done Madam Web as a storyline. I mean, I think people would have just been happier if they saw Madam Web not in live action, but in Spider-Verse.
I think you're right about that. I mean, when Madam Web wasn't really asked for, really was it? Nobody asked for it until it popped up. So that's the another problem, a major issue that, like Craven, right? That wasn't asked for either, right? So then it
No.
popped up. I think the decision making along the lines of uh, MCU at the moment, the decisions are lacking. So I think there's, whoops,
That's okay.
that's
All right.
there's my Facebook notification going. Um, their decision making, I think it's, I think me saying that a little fish in a big pond won't have any effect, but I think the decision making has got to be more sound than it is at the moment, and it's not.
Mhm.
So having a Madam Web that again tanks for the studio, yes. Physical media side is gone and going to digital, and this Madam Web now won't have a chance because nobody will want it on physical media anyway, or even digital on streaming services. So
Mhm.
that'll. I mean, if you think in the long run, the money is going to be bad for that movie, right?
Yeah.
So luckily for Dakota Johnson, her career is not in a balance. She's got a new movie out, it's an indie movie with Sean Penn. So her career will take off anyway, regardless, right?
Well, it's
So
already had taken off with the 50
uh,
Shades. I think
yeah,
that was
mm,
what keeps her
yes,
going. I mean, I know not every actor's always gonna have a great, you know, they're gonna have a shitty movie. Let me just plain and simple put it that way. You
yeah,
know, we've seen it before with other actors and actresses, and they have great movies, and then sometimes they have shitty movies. I mean, it's just like that, and it's just. I think Sony needs to just, like I said, pull back with Craven. Don't put it in theaters. If you want to, just put it in digital. I know that it's probably a lot of money that they're gonna have to put it in theaters, but I don't see them. I don't really see that movie doing anything. Like you said, Craven wasn't asked for, and I don't know when it comes out, but I think it'll have competition with other movies that are gonna come out.
oh yeah, oh I think so too. So
So you know, right now, 2024, we're not seeing a lot of movies that are gonna be pulled with MCU. I think just Deadpool and Wolverine is the only one with
yeah,
MCU.
which I'm looking forward to because but again saying that, I mean I've got to put a positive onto a negative onto a positive, um, and that uh, if hopefully this will be really really good, but again I'm going to put a negative on this. If it doesn't, MCU is again in the shit. Okay, so this
Yeah, well,
um, so
it's
this has
been in
got
the
to be
it's been in the shit already.
yeah
PG. It's just some movies like Shang-Chi, Eternals, No Way Home. Well, No Way Home is more of a Sony thing. Your Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Those have saved it. Your Loki 2, which you and I gave it a 10, that
yeah
saves it. But it's just these other movies that nobody like is really jumping for. Like, people weren't excited for Multiverse of Madness. Nobody was excited for Love and Thunder. Quantum Mania, they were pissed off, which I get because I've seen there was other YouTubers talking about it. John Campia, which he um talked it with Robert Meyer Burnett, that they put Thanos up here, real high, which he did great as a villain. Every time we saw him, we were getting excited. And then with
and
Kang, it was kind of like he was supposed to be up here compared to what Thanos is, and they didn't make him look like that. You
no
know, they
yeah
had a good point. Yeah, he Kang got his butt kicked by ants and Ant Man, and by a bald ass Modoc. And even even He Who Remains was, got his, in a way, certain way, he got his ass kicked by Loki because Loki took over the time, the multiverse. So that's a big loss for He Who Remains. And even though I love Jonathan Majors, and I think he played great as Victor Timely, Kang, He Who Remains, and Immortus, and all these other characters, even that has taken a big hit for the MCU. But at least with MCU, we have all those characters. Going back with Madam Web, you don't have enough type of characters to bring out like you want to, like you can with Kang, with this the multiverse saga, which it probably will no longer be multiverse saga, but
No.
you know, it's not like you can save Madam Web with Craven. You can't. The only way maybe you can save Madam Web in a certain way is by leading a continuation with the Clone Saga, or the Spider Verse saga in live action form. You know, and I don't see them doing that. And the bad part with Sony, see, with MCU, they already have their constituency plan with these next upcoming movies. And now with Bob Iger back in the picture telling Kevin Feige, hey, start making great stories, not all this other crap, it'll probably get better. It's going to take some time, of course. It's like trading away your best player and starting over from scratch, rebuilding. And that's what's happening with MCU. But with Sony, they can't do that. They need to look back and see that, okay, yeah, they had a great hit with Venom. But then Venom, Let There Be Carnage, it didn't do so great. Morbius, I mean, yeah, I like Jared Leto. I think he played a good Morbius, but it bombed. And
Yeah.
now you have, again, Madam Web bombing for them. That's why I say, like, why even put out Craven, out in theaters? Just put it on digital, and maybe people will buy. I mean, I don't know. But
Yeah. It's the
if they
insistence
bomb a if
against
they
those.
bomb a fourth time, with Craven, they need to stop making the movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Spider-Verse movies.
It's really an insistence of arrogance, JJ. Right. So we will do what we want to do, and we won't care about the fans. So that sometimes can be the penalty of our relation to it. Um, in some cases, yes, I think uh, people like at the moment. I'm struggling to say Kevin Feige because he's struggling at the moment himself with MCU and storytelling, and Iger as well, and Disney. They're all struggling at the moment to find their feet again in this MCU saga, or one of them. But I think, I mean, MCU is supposed to be doing a reboot, soft reboot, but I don't think they're going to. I think they're just going to continue, right? But the weight of fandom, including ourselves in this, right? Yes, we want good stories. We want good directors directing the MCU, and right, and um, I'm not going to mention Sony because yes, Craven's coming up, and we've just seen Madam Web. But I think, I think, I think Kevin Feige needs to get back to this, or think about the first saga where it was all really good. I think he needs to come back to that, right? And he needs directors like the um, uh, um,
Russo brothers.
Russo brothers to come back, right, and tell the stories, right? So preferably not Taika Waititi. He's got other things on his thing, right? So, and I think Thor's going a different way anyway, uh, right? So, but I think if he listens to his heart and his mind, Kevin Feige, I
Mm-hmm.
think I think he can pull something out of the mire, right? But I'm also thinking it might be a little too late, right? In some cases,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think this everybody is talking about WAG and SAGA on strike, but I don't think that's the issue anymore. I think I think the issue at the moment is they're actually employing writers and directors who haven't really read comic books, right, or who haven't been experienced directors in the past. Like the Russo
Mm-hmm.
brothers was experienced, Taika Waititi was experienced, and then you had Shane Black, who directed one of the MCU's. He's experienced, right?
He
Bring
directed Iron Man 3,
yeah, bring
and
back
that was a crap. Sorry.
yeah, but it's an example. What I'm saying is an example because he's directed other
Well,
films. So the
I feel
things that
that go
things that
ahead,
they
go
need
ahead.
to bring. Sorry, I was going to finish. I'll finish. What they need to do is I shouldn't say should. What Iger needs to be doing is bring back the experienced directors and better writers, right, on doing
Mm-hmm.
movies for the MCU, right? But he's in this quagmire of discussion with Iger and all this evolution of wokeness and evolution of uh, feminism talk and all this
Mm-hmm.
kind of crap that he's got to deal with. He's fighting an uphill battle, right? It's like pushing a boulder up a hill. He can't get
Yeah.
up that. He's thinking, he's talking to Iger, saying all he shouldn't be, and he's put it now. I heard from Midnight's Edge, which is quite good, that Kevin Feige is being promoted, right? Which is another difficulty that Kevin Feige has to, right, be aware of, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
um, uh, yeah, it'll get worse before it gets better, JJ. Again,
Well,
so
yeah, I mean that's like I said, it's like they're rebuilding a team again. You lose you have your Super Bowl contenders. Like let's just go with football or basketball. You have your champions, and they're a dynasty. That's what the Infinity Saga was. It was a dynasty. They were just winning. I mean, yeah, they had a few years of losses with some movies, like of course Iron Man 3. That people didn't like the Thor or Thor Dark World as much. But you still had the Infinity Saga, like being a dynasty and winning champion after championship every year. Now it seems like after Endgame, um, they lost their key players, and I'm not talking about like the actors leaving. It's just a little example of like they lose their key players and they're trying to rebuild again, but let's just put it this way: they're the team that um they don't know how to lose, so they try to keep the team instead of really rebuilding and starting from scratch. They're trying to keep good average players to see if they can reach them to the top again, and they can't. So they let go, try to get some other one who's okay, good, and they keep trying and trying. And instead of just letting go of everything and rebuilding, they're in that scenario where they think, oh, we got good players, we can do another great movie, and they haven't, and they've been okay. I mean, I still get excited for MCU movies. I mean, not as much as I used to, but it's just I feel like in everybody's mind, I mean, in a lot of people's mind. Let me correct that, and not everybody's mind, but a lot of people's mind. Endgame was actually the last of the MCU. Like the way Endgame ended, it feels like to a lot of us, MCU's over. Even though they're still continuing on and they're trying to do another saga, you're not gonna. It's not gonna be the same, you can't go all like. I mean, good example is that you have the new Star Treks of JJ Abrams, and a lot of people don't like it
mm,
because it's not the same original characters
mm,
or same actors, and that's the way MCU is becoming. I mean, our actresses that started from 10 years ago, 12 years ago, They're all getting older. I'm even shocked that Chris Hemsworth is still playing Thor, and they're gonna bring a fifth Thor movie. I mean, he's the longest character that has his own movie. He already outbeat Iron Man and Captain America. Dude, he's out beating Spider Man now, and it's just crazy that you know he's still going, while others are just like getting older and they're like, no. The other thing is that a lot of key things have happened over the years that have affected the MCU.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
loss of Chadwick Boseman really hit that hard. I felt like they shouldn't even have done Black Panther 2. You know, Jonathan Majors now with this incident.
yeah.
Now Brie Larson leaving because of some issues. Now you have I don't know if what's going on with that, but Tenoch Huerta, the guy that played Namor, was also having some allegations of sexual
I didn't hear about that.
sexual assault. I don't know what happened with that, like I said, but that was happening around the time with the Jonathan Majors issue, and it's like, what? And it's just going. I mean, it's messing people apart. And another good example is it's not. She's not a major superhero, but she is a character that made as a best supporting actress in the movie, Aquafina. All the stuff that Aquafina say now they're not wanting to bring her back for Shang-Chi too. I mean it's really hitting a lot of the hey
Man,
Wolfpack, how you doing, brother?
Wolfpack.
Hey, sorry about the Niners, bro. That sucked. I was sick actually, and I didn't get to see the game, but I mean, in a way, I was really pulling for the Niners to win. But well, you guys are the Cowboys as well. The Niners are like the Cowboys as well. You guys make it to the top, but can't finish at the top like we. But at least you guys get to the Super Bowl, not like our dumbasses. But anyways, but yeah, so that's the thing with the MCU. But going back to the discussion that we were supposed to talk about, Madam Web, it's nothing like MCU.
No.
I get that they're trying to do their own Spider-Man. I guess you can say, SCU, Spider-Man Cinematic Universe, but it won't work. It won't work. Yeah, second best team that no one will remember. Remember, that's what Nelly says. But you guys will get it next year. Yeah, so again, Sony needs to. You know what? You know what Sony reminds me of? Sony reminds me, or Sony Spider-Man saga or universe. It reminds me of DC movies. The movies suck, but the anime of DC movies is great. The
Yeah.
animated cartoon movies are awesome. You don't get this. I've maybe only been disappointed with one or two animated movies of DC, and I think that Sony's the same way, that their DC movies suck. I mean, Venom was okay. I liked Venom in a certain way. I thought it was a little bit off, but
Hit and
uh,
miss. Hit and miss.
yeah, but it was
Yeah.
still a very good movie.
Mm.
Um, but their Spider Verse movies, those are just every. That's what everybody's gonna forget about Craven and Madam Web when the next part of the Spider Verse movie comes back, because everybody's already waiting just for that. That's all
Yeah,
they're
yeah,
talking about.
yeah, yeah.
That is good
Um,
storytelling, you
yeah.
know, for a cartoon, and that's something they should have done with Madam Web, and they just did it.
Well, in all retrospect, Jojo, they should have just not done Madam Web. Not like that anyway. I mean,
No, well, I mean,
I
again,
think revolves around back to your comment. Helen Mirren would have played a great older Madam Web, and then concentrate on the Spider Verse.
yeah, or like
Story.
again, my
So,
comment was
so
Madam Web should have been introduced in a Spider-Man movie.
Yes. Yeah.
especially like how the
Mm,
multiverse thing happened.
mm,
Not with, hey, collect to
mm,
disconnect. What are you doing? Not
I
with
don't. I
a
don't know if
Madam
you.
Web,
Can I? Wait, sorry.
not a Madam Web with an origin story.
Yeah.
It's just nobody gave a crap. Sorry, but no one gave a crap. Again, the only good thing about that movie is just seeing Dakota Johnson and Sydney Sweeney. That's it. That's it.
Yes. I mean. Yeah. I mean. Yeah. Uh, you could. I think there's a great comment. I think the Midnight's Edge guy, or was it the Critical Drinker? Because I watched that. I watched that. I think the comment was that you can view the movie in the trailer. You don't have to go to see the movie because it's all the trailer. So it's
And
just like,
that's kind of a shame because lately we've had movies that when we see the trailer it looks great, and then when we go see the movie, the trailer was better than the movie.
yeah.
And it seems like Madam Web was kind of like that. I mean, for me, the trailer looked awesome. I was like, oh wow, badass, And then seeing the movie, you're like, what the hell is this? What I mean, even the Meg 2, the trench was way better than this shit. Sorry to say. And that's, of course, But I mean,
Mm.
I try to enjoy the movie in a certain way. I mean, I wanted to give it a chance to enjoy it. I cannot say I hate it. Do I dislike it? Yeah, but not hate it. Because I feel that somewhere along the way, I think in years to come, maybe I'm gonna end up liking the movie and be like, "Well, damn, it wasn't as bad as I thought it was." You know, it might even be like one of those favorite movies, like Trolls 2. You know, that is one of the worst one of the worst all time worst movies sequels of all time, or something like that. And people watch it and buy it because it just one of the worst movies, and they're like, I want that movie, and I think that's what's going to happen with Madam Web. If it makes its money, it's going to make its money because people are
Yeah.
like, oh man, well, this is one of the worst movies I wanted in my collection because it'll be worth something for being
That,
bad.
yeah, that I won't agree with on you with that. Um,
You never know. That's what
yeah,
I'm saying. You never know. I mean,
uh,
again, I
yeah.
dislike it. I don't hate it, you know, but I think we're both in agreements that it just should have never been done.
No, it
And
should have
and
been done.
Madam Web should have
Um,
just been introduced alongside a Spider-Man with
yeah,
as a what is it, supporting
a
character or
supporting
whatever.
role. Yeah, supporting role. So she's again, she could be Helen Mirren doing Madam Web in a cameo
Yeah,
role, right? So like she was in the Spider-Man cartoon, she was a cameo role. So and she just, I mean, I don't know why the hell didn't they go back to the cartoon or the comics saying that, well, you could actually introduce her in the Spider Verse in live action with the Spider Verse movie, right? So and just have her sitting in a chair with her blindfold on instead of stupid looking glasses, right? And then do it that way, right? So
yeah,
um, I don't get it when again, I'm sorry, I apologize to the critical drinker and won't be watching, or Midnight Sense, because I'm regurgitating some news that
Brett
uh,
Party class.
yeah, exactly. I mean, the thing is that I'm probably regurgitating some news that they should have mentioned Spider-Man as Spider-Man and not neglected to actually mention Spider-Man's name and just worked around it. All right. I'm going, well, that's idiotic, Sony. It's a Spider-Man film and you haven't got Peter Parker's name in it.
Well, the same thing would happen with the first Venom too.
So, yes, exactly. So, um,
That's why I don't see how Craven the Hunter is gonna work if you don't talk about Spider-Man.
yes. It's one
You
of
know
his
what's the?
enemies.
You know what? I'll be honest with you. I think the only thing that will maybe save Craven the Hunter is if we actually see the Peter Parker with as a the doppelganger spider monster like in like in the cartoon. Remember there was a time when
Oh,
Peter Parker ended up growing 6 arms
that's right.
or
Yes.
4 more arms, and then he turned into a spider, and then the
Yeah.
doctor who was trying to help
Yeah.
Spider-Man or Peter Parker actually was dating or married to Craven, so
That's
Craven
right.
had to go look for him.
Yeah.
I
That's
mean,
right.
I think that's the only way you can actually save Craven the Hunter is if you were to actually put that damn monster or spider monster or doppelganger or whatever you want to call it in the movie with and just surprise us with that. And I think people will be like, "Oh shit, what the hell?" Well, cool. Excuse my language, but I think that's the only way you save Craven. But if you're just gonna do Craven the Hunter, just Craven the Hunter, and that's it. No.
Just to give a shout out to collecting to disconnect. Thank you for your subscribe. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Awesome.
So, yeah. But yes, um, yeah. I mean, things are in trouble. Okay, with again, let's revolve around back to the MCU. I mean, I've heard a little bit of news that uh, Blade's probably not going to get done anytime soon because Michelle Ali might be pulling out um, because of it. Um,
Well, he's
uh,
getting older too.
yeah, and thing is that he didn't like the script when it first came out, and he was, you know, um, I think he's getting a little bit annoyed because the project is not out in the ether too much.
Well,
It's
it's
just
also wasting his time.
it is wasting his time, and that could be another concern. Also, another concern is the Thunderbolts. Who knows when that's going to come out? I wish it came out before because I want to see that movie. I'm a Thunderbolts fan. I love that team. I know, yes, it's a MCU Suicide Squad movie. It's going to be based on that kind of thing. But
Well, see
um,
that doesn't the thing with Thunderbolts is that I remember Thunderbolt with Punisher being in that. You know, he was a part of the Thunderbolts Punisher, and we're not gonna see that in this.
no,
Which I get. It's okay. I understand. I mean, there's a lot. The MCU does change a lot of things. It's the same thing with Ultron. Ultron was always created by Hank Pym, and then this one was created by Iron Man and Bruce Banner, and done by with Chitauri technology. But I mean, it still made it cool. You know, I mean, even though I wouldn't want to bring Josh Whedon back. You know, I think I don't know, just something about Josh Whedon. I think he has his ups and downs, and it's not like always ups. And with MCU, like you said, bringing back directors, yeah, I would definitely bring back the Russos. I would actually give John Favreau a chance again.
mm,
You know, uh, honestly, I think John Watts who did the no way the Spider-Man Homes. Was it John Watts? Was that his name?
what was the movie?
Like Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home.
Was it John Watts or Jake Watts?
I don't know. I know it's Watts, and I think he did pretty good on all three of the movies.
Okay. Somebody will tell me probably in the chat. We're not fast enough. Let's see. Yep. Director of, was it No Way Home?
Yeah, I think he did all three of them.
John Watts. You're right. Sorry.
Yeah, John Watts. Okay, yeah. So I think he did all three, and he was. I mean, his directing was pretty good for all three movies. You know, that he had a battle with Sony and the MCU. You know, so that I would say bring him back. Um, if you can bring James Gunn back to doing like kind of like Guardians 1 and Guardians 3, Cool beans. But right now, Russo's, Dan, Watts, and bringing back Favreau and a certain part of James Gunn would I think would be best for you know the MCU. Um, who was it that did the Eternals? Do you remember who directed the Eternals? Was it
Uh,
Emma Chang
oh,
or,
it was
or
Chow. It was
Deborah?
not
No, not Deborah Chow.
she, who directed, who won an Oscar just before she did Eternals, didn't she? So,
Ah, I
um,
forget the name. Mm,
uh, director, uh, directors, she, oops, Eternals,
mm-hmm.
Eternal. Okay, let me see.
Chloe Zhao.
Chloe Zhao, that's wrong.
Chloe Zhao. I think she did pretty good for the Eternals. I know I like I said I kind of disliked Eternals because I didn't enjoy it the right way because I had COVID at the time and I was just watching whatever. But when I sat down and really focused on Eternals, I liked it more, and I think she did really good. And I think Eternals is underrated. Um, I think she's a very good director. Honestly, if you want another director who I think if you give her the whole reins to do a great MCU movie, I would say Patty Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman, would actually do great you know um, with an MCU. Um, Again, another one that actually is pretty good that because he knows his culture is Ryan Coogler,
Oh
who
yes,
did Black
yeah.
Panther. I mean, he tried his hardest with Black Panther too. I mean, I will not take anything away from it, even though I didn't care for the movie much, which I think I should sit down and watch it again. But I think he did a great job in trying to fulfill that movie without a Black Panther, without T'Challa, without Chadwick Boseman. And it was very sad throughout. I mean, that movie made you hope and believe that you would see Chadwick Boseman would come out and be in it. Edgar Wright, I don't didn't he get out? The thing with Edgar Wright is that we don't really did he do the first Ant-Man or did he get out of that one, PG?
They got out of that one actually.
He got
You're
out of
right.
that one, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So with
So
Edgar Wright, it's just we need to see how he does in an MCU movie. He had the chance with Ant-Man, got out of it because I think it was what, Peyton Reed?
yep.
Okay. So I can't say anything for Edgar Wright, collect to disconnect. We need to first see how he can do an MCU movie. And if the first one pulls out, great. As long as he keeps it that way, that trend going for the second one, I think he can pull it off.
Well, there's some news on Edgar Wright actually, but it's not MCU. It's Jurassic Park. So he's now, I think he's up for directing a new Jurassic Park movie.
I
So
heard.
that's
I thought it was Gareth Edwards who was doing the Jurassic Parks. The one that did Godzilla 2014.
yeah. There is an interview with was it, now I'm getting mixed up with Edgar Wright and Gareth Edwards. So
I
yeah.
think it was
So
Gareth Edwards.
I'm getting old, people. I'm getting old and see now.
Let me
So
see.
so
It's Gareth Edwards to direct the new Jurassic World film.
there we go. All right. All right. So excuse me, I'll correct myself. It wasn't Edgar
It's
Wright.
okay.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
Collect was saying. I also heard it was. Yeah. Collect to disconnect. Yeah, he was supposed to do the Ant-Man trilogy, and it just he got out right away. I mean, there was a lot of issues with that. Even though Ant-Man was really good, but I think the second and third I like the third. I'm not gonna say anything bad about the third. I enjoyed the third. But the second one, it kind of went off course. Uh, and I guess it's everybody's opinion because, like, to me, my opinion, James Gunn did good with um, Guardians 1, Guardians 3. Now, I will add in the holiday special. I think that was great for a holiday special. There was even it was almost an hour, so I'll count that. But Guardians 2 just went a little bit, and everybody loves Guardians 2. Don't get me wrong. I don't dislike it, but I just felt like he tried to do a Taika Waititi and try to make it too funny, where it didn't have to be too much comedy. I think the way they did the first one with the comedy just coming in like with the flow was great, and even the Russo brothers kind of understood how to use Drax and how to use the Guardians in a funny way, and I think that's the way to keep the Guardians going, not just add stupid stuff to make it funny, which I thought a lot of it was, uncalled for. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to say with Edgar Wright, and then like I said, James Gunn, like it was hit. It was a hit, then miss, and then a hit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kevin Bacon did it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Kevin Bacon. Yes. He got a joke in there by Kevin Bacon, yes, in the holiday special. It's quite funny. I quite enjoyed it. Yeah. Because they kidnapped Kevin Bacon.
Oh yeah. They kidnapped him to Peter Quill's like, you kidnapped Kevin Bacon. Take him back. They were all mad.
Just brilliant. So yeah, went full circle, you could say as well. So
and it was crazy because they brought out the holiday special Mantis hot toy figure. She went on pre-order and now she's on a waiting list. Everybody wants that figure. It's crazy how Mantis is popular for the hot toy figure. I guess because it's her first time coming out, but it's also funny that she's a holiday special, and like the holiday special Mantis,
She was great in the new Mission Impossible film, I got to say, but I'll talk about that.
another time.
Yeah, yeah. So I think we've talked about MCU to death today. I'm going to leave it there. Glossed over everything. I think.
We talked about MCU to death today, or we talk about associated with Marvel?
Well, everything combined. So, huh?
Yes, Peter's sister. Remember, Mantis is Peter Quill's sister.
Right. Yeah, that's right. But yeah, so sorry to cut it short there, but we could talk about MCU and Sony for days, really. And
that's fine. Yeah,
we'll talk about again and again and again, I'm sure. But so yeah, I just want to catch up with JJ this time as well because I haven't seen my pal over there for ages. So this is again, JJ, I missed you. I missed you.
Missed you too, buddy. Yeah, sorry that took a little bit longer. Just the sickness, that food poisoning really got me good, but I'm better now, and I'm ready to roll again with you and talk about these things. Like again, I got to get back into the picture of movies and talk about what we're going to talk about. Also, even though I was still feeling a little bit off, I was still kind of like working even when I was very, very ill.
Oh, okay.
The times that I got really super ill was during the weekend, so that kind of like helped out, but I was still pushing it at work and I was not I was just and then this past week, and even though I was almost close to 100%, I participated in our little in my hometown's little Comic Con, and I sold some of my stuff because I have too much stuff, and I pushed hard and I did pretty good on that. So I've been a little busy, but I'm ready to come back and talk about movies, talk about toys. Again, a few changes have happened for 2024, but nothing bad.
And do we get to see your flag at all this year?
We will see it soon. I mean, I'm in, like, that's why I'm selling. because I'm trying to get rid of some stuff so
Right.
I can have
Yeah,
more
yeah,
room.
yeah. Right.
I don't want to just keep everything in storage. What's the point of having a storage unit with
Yeah.
figures and then just having them there? I mean, no. So that's why I sold a lot of my stuff. Now I did good. I actually did really, really good. But yeah, that the flag will be coming in pretty soon. Um, yeah, GI Joe forever. That's one of the things that I am actually still collecting is GI Joe. I've dropped a McFarlane line. Let's just get to
Okay.
that straight.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the McFarlane universe is the DC universe is just it's just too much for me to stay on top with,
Fair
and
enough.
it's
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
it's just one thing after another, and I'm like, dude, you're gonna I'm gonna be homeless. I'm gonna have to build a home with all these McFarlane universe, DC
Mm,
universe figures,
mm.
and even at that, since the figures can't stand, probably the boxes won't even stand up being a house. But so I kind of discontinued them, and really I've discontinued some other stuff along the line. I the only three that I'm actually well four. The four things that I am actually focusing is on the retro cardback Spider-Man figures.
Oh yeah. Right. Yep.
Um, GI Joe. I'm not letting go of GI Joe.
No, no, no.
Either
Don't do that.
I'm
'Cause
getting
you've got an expensive collection, so I wouldn't. So yeah.
yeah, no, I
So
have vintage and the classifieds. That just GI Joe's my thing. Um, my Hot Toys, not giving up on that. And then well, okay, this one's I have two of them for five. It's Masters of the Universe, the Masterverse figures, and Godzilla. But Godzilla is very expensive to find, so I wait till it goes down. With the Masterverse, Masters of the Universe, I wait till I find them at clearance. I'm not in a rush to get them all. I mean, like this past week, actually at the Comic Con, this guy. Oh no, I don't have it here. Um, I have it in the
what do
room.
you have? What do you have
Well,
there?
well,
Mm.
actually, this one, which normally costs you about $30, it's the fake the what's his name Faker for the Masterverse, the Netflix movie. I got him for $10, and I mean
Mm.
he's in pretty good condition.
Wow.
I ended up getting another deluxe figure like this. It was Savage, He-Man, and Oracle for $15. So I couldn't pass on them because I was like, oh yeah, like I just can't. And then I know that the guy that I bought the 2-pack from, he had King Grayskull, but the box was messed up. But he wanted to sell it to me for $10, and I
Oh
told
wow.
him no, I'll wait on it. I go, if you can find me another one in better condition, I'll buy that one
Mm.
and this messed up what off of your hands. Um, and so I can maybe open that one. But I'm just taking my time with the He-Mans and with the Godzillas. I'm not in no rush. But
Right. That's fair
I've
enough.
noticed I did notice that I would sell a lot of my Godzilla figures. I had them at a high price because I really didn't want to get rid of them. I really liked them, but I was like, okay, if they go, they go. Yeah, Tear Hello happened. I did cry when they went, but I sold four of them, and I sold them at $100 each. You know, and people bought. And then I had some Dragon Ball figures, had them at a good price. Still making some kind of profit. Not a lot, but I wanted to make a little profit.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they sold, and
Okay.
I had a lot of stuff that people were buying that I was very surprised about. And then, if somebody had questions about it, I would discuss them with it about, oh, well, this figure, this, and this. I mean, my other good example is that I did find the retro card backs of all three Spider-Mans,
Mm.
um, the Andrew Garfield, the McGuire, and the
Oh
Holland.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. Ooh,
And,
yeah. That's nice.
and this guy was like, "Oh, you have the Holland one?" I go, "Yeah, but I have all three of them." He goes, "What?" And he already had bought from me, and then I showed him, and he's like, "Oh, shoot, you do have them." I go, "Yeah." I go, "But this is one of the best ones. Is that the Garfield?" I go, "Look, if you notice the difference between Garfield and these other two are No Way Home theme.
Oh
This one's
yeah, yeah,
Amazing
yeah, yeah.
Spider-Man 2 theme, and he was like, "Wow!" And he's like, "How much?" So I told him, "Well, I had them at $40 each, but if you take them off my hands, all three, I'll give them to you for 100. I'll knock off 20." I still made a little profit, but I sold them, and but you know, he wanted them bad, and he got them. So I mean, uh, I guess I'm starting to become more of a like my days of collecting have slowly gone down to where it's more like I'm gonna start investing on what people want to buy and have it at a good price, but not so expensive to where they're like, "Oh man, this guy is just asking for too much." I still want to make a little, somewhat of a profit, but not. I'm not gonna buy something that's $20 and sell it at 80. No, I'm gonna probably sell it like at 30, 35 and just make a little bit more, but still give it at a good price where people are like, "Hey, I want to come back to this guy and buy from him,"
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, you want to be respectful and gracious in how you sell. So yeah,
hmm
yeah. Instead of I'm going to say this live, instead of greedy.
No, I don't like being greedy, man, and
No.
and I cut people some deals sometimes. I mean, actually my first sell, uh, my first buyers bought $245 worth of merchandise,
Oh,
which
no.
was like, whoa, it was shocking to me. And the lady, well, they were the ones that actually bought two Godzillas off of me, and they bought a few more items, and then the lady, well, the wife of the gentleman, she was also into collecting, and she saw that I had an old Heath Ledger movie masterpiece Mattel figure. It was the high detailed one, and she was like, "How are you selling this Joker?" Because I hadn't hung it up or displayed it yet. I go, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm selling it," and she goes, "How much?" I go, "You know what? Since you guys have been buying a lot from me right now, and you guys are my first sellers, I'll give it to you for free." And I did, just to show thank you.
Oh,
I really appreciated that, because I really didn't know how much I was gonna sell it for yet, and I have like a bunch. I have like about two or three of those Jokers, and they're already like what 14? No, we're in 20. They're 16 years old now. Those figures, so they're up there. But just out of the kindness of my heart, I gave it to them, and they were very like appreciative, and that they are like, "Do you have a card? Because we'll call you and buy off of you." I was like, "I don't have a card, but I have Instagram. You can find me there." And they got my Instagrams. Like, "We'll get a hold of you sometime. If it's okay. Once our income comes in, we would like to purchase from you." I was like, "Yeah, no, sure. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much." But speaking of GI Joes, this is one of the ones that I had opened up, but I haven't taken them out of like their box deal. This is actually the Hiss Fire Team, um,
oh, okay.
and
Yeah.
that's a Range Viper in the middle in black and red, and then you have your trooper and your other trooper here, and they're part of the Hiss tank group. So
So
yeah,
you
this
got a
is a
his
nice
tank.
one.
You got a his tank too, yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah, I got two of them, but I only opened up one.
All right. All right. Because our friend Usual Mike got gifted a his tank from a friend,
Oh yeah.
which was yeah. So um, yeah. So uh, yeah. Yeah. Beautiful his tank. Beautiful his tank. I think
It is.
so. So oops. Oh, sorry, JJ. That's
Okay,
my finger
no
slipped.
worries. Uh,
Sorry.
they actually I opened it up at my friend's shop, his tank, and it is very impressive. I have no regrets buying two of them, even though I'm keeping one in box. But well, you never know because I might sell the one in the box for a good price.
I'm just laughing with
And
you, JJ. I'm just laughing with you.
um, but the figures that it comes with were just beautiful, and even that retro card back Cobra Commander, which with the Mickey Mouse emblem was just beautiful. I'm just like, wow, this is amazing. This is the Cobra Commander they should have done a long time ago, but um, they went this route, and that's fine, but I can't wait for the Dragonfly. The Dragonfly was the next HasLab that came out with
Okay.
Wild Bill and the three other characters. And I also can't wait for the Vamp. They finally brought the Vamp out, and it was actually out on retail price. So that's pretty cool, and I'm happy for that because I'm glad that they're making vehicles for 6-inch figures. Now they are too big to have room for, but they're still worth getting.
Yeah, well, you got to have fun while you what you collect, right? So,
Exactly.
I think J.I. Joe's probably hit a very good, uh, a good, well, a good year, you could say. Probably it was 2023. They've brought out some really good stuff at the moment. So, I think they've got some really good, healthy competition with Bobby Vella. Shout out to Bobby Vella with Vellaverse. So, gotten better. So anyway, that's me. That's my opinion.
I mean, I
Okay.
don't get me wrong. I think Bobby Vala is doing a great job with the Valaverse Action Force. Um, he's really the thing that I like about his Action Force, even though Action Force has been around before, is that he made new characters for Action Force instead of saying, "Oh, I'm gonna make this guy that looks like Snake Eyes in a different color," or "I'm gonna make this guy that looks like um." What's his name? Oh shoot, I just had it in the top of my head. Gung Ho, but it's Gaucho. Because that's
Yeah,
what Action Force did. They made a guy that looked like Gung Ho, but it was actually his name was Gaucho. Or like Blades. Blades was actually one of the helicopter pilots that actually looked like Tripwire. You know, you know what? And it's crazy because I didn't notice it, but yeah, collect. Bobby actually got the rights to saying Steel Brigade instead of GI Joe. So in GI Joe, when you buy them, they're actually called the Steel Corps. Instead of Steel Brigades, which I know them as the Steel Brigades, but he got them for the Action Force.
yeah. I got to say, all props to Bobby. I think for me anyway, to do what he's doing, what he loves, because we love to collect, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he loves to create and collect, and so
Well, if you
I'm
think
all for
about it,
yeah.
um, if you think about it, Bobby was a part of Hasbro at one time, so
He was,
he
yeah.
he had the experience and he knows the ideas of what he can do to him buying out the license, or buying the license for Action Force was the smartest thing he've ever done because he did his own verse line and it's working for him and people are happy about him and like him, and their quality is not that bad at all. They're great figures. I even have one. I have a Desert Rat, and he's actually a pretty cool
Yeah.
figure for an Action Force.
Um, but anyway, it's I love your collection. Are you going to do a room tour? You
Soon,
gonna do,
yeah. Hopefully, I can do one soon. I'm still
or you can do one
fixing
on
it
this
up.
channel.
Yeah, no, anytime. I mean, I just I'm still fixing it up. I'm still getting some stuff out of there. Um, again, I I'm setting up my displays for the Comic Con. I have them in storage, so I already have them up and ready. I mean, I have one right here. It's a good. So pretty much what I did is I bought some closet organizers, that have shelves. So I
Yeah,
built the
yeah, yeah.
closet organizer and it had wheels. All I did was get zip ties and put pegboards on certain areas, but I left the shelves so if anything that didn't have a hook to put the peg or to put the figure on the peg, I would put it on the shelf. and it looked very nice because where I was at, where they had us put in the convention, people said that if it wasn't for that organizer or that display that I had, and I had 3 of them displayed like that if they hadn't seen those, they would have never gone in and know. Because the way people do it with the Comic Cons is they just get 2 tables and they just put everything out on the table.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
put
yeah.
those organizers in, and people started walking in, and they saw, and they're like, "Oh shoot, you have like, well, damn it, now I'm gonna spend more money because of you." I was like, "Sorry," like, you know. But it worked out great, and I'm happy for that. So once I start taking out more and putting them in those organizers up in the storage for the next convention, then I'll have room here to start
Right.
putting the flag and all this other stuff. So yeah,
Yeah. All right. I'm going to change the subject quite quickly. Sorry, JJ. I'm sorry, a
no
bit
problems.
abrupt on that, but this is toy related. You show me yours, I'll show you mine. So, same vein. Oh, hang on, I'll make myself big. Sorry to be abrupt, everybody. I know
No,
we're
it's
talking about.
okay.
So it's this is a sorry about the glare. This is a custom made Boba Fett TVC.
Oh, that's cool.
So, um, went for a pretty penny here in New Zealand, but it's not important. What's important is great. So I quite like it. Damn glare. Damn glare.
The glare,
So
that
um,
damn glare.
I know, yeah. I did have something else, but it's well away from me. So, um, but anyway, sorry, Jojo. Again, I abruptly.
Doesn't bother me at all, buddy.
Um, but I know I love your collection. I just wanted to show off what I purchased. I haven't
Well, I like your
purchased much,
background.
so thank you. Yeah, it's my
That's
TVC.
new.
Yeah, so um, I will be actually my old background is getting will be getting revamped pretty soon. So I'll be back around that way. So
Cool.
that will be my new set once it gets going for the new PGM show live, starting sometime in March. Sometime in March. um, but I'm quite looking forward to that uh, because I'll have multiple guests. It'll be a fun show, and it'll be musical guests. I.e., me dressed up and singing a stupid song. So it'll be a talk show, and so it'll be quite a good laugh. I'm looking forward to that. But again, like yeah, all my TVCs on this side, JJ. So
That's
um,
cool.
my whole apartment is in disarray. That's why you only see one corner of it, because I'm slowly getting it together. I'm a lazy New Zealander, and it takes me God knows how long to get anything done. Anyway, JJ, I'm gonna call it there. Can we call it there? I'm gonna call it there.
Yeah, I'm
So,
fine with that. I'm all
um,
right with that.
I love this man. He's a brother of mine. Always will do.
Thank you, brother.
And yes. Selfishly, I'm going to say this to me about me all the time. Yes. What I've got coming up. I'll just say this really fast. I've got coming up is another stream coming up with the KOC boys. Keep on collecting, Matt and Andrew and Scott Crusher and Mike from Usual Mike on our new show on coming. I said coming up so many times. I said that's top 5 at 5, but not at 5. Discussing chocolate bars, our 5 chocolate bars. I know it's weird.
You guys are going to Willy Wonka style, huh?
Yeah, yes. Which will be quite fun. It's also going to be a good chat and a good catch up with the Aussie boys. And next, before that, I've got art with Simon Danga and Chris Smith Lord and Shabby. I'm going to do some art live. Yes, me. I'm going to do some art live. I'm scared out of my arse because Very stuff up. Anyway, it's going to be a load of fun. So join us on the 26th of coming up very soon, actually. And I've got one in March with Stu, and we're discussing part 2 of Philharmonic scores and songs part 2. So they'll be quite fun as well, discussing the soundtrack, of course. And me and JJ will be back with New Talk from the Other Side of the World next week, and we'll be talking about everything under the sun, including his kitchen sink next week.
It's back there.
Also, I have yet to be doing a movie review on my channel and a toy review, but I haven't got off my lazy skinny ass to do anything about it. So expect one of these. I love you guys in the chat. Thank you, collect to disconnect to actually give me a sub. Where can people find you, JJ, this year?
At my damn house. Nah, you can find me here on Nerd Talk or Instagram. I guess I'm
Right.
not really a lot of social media, but mostly here probably.
Awesome.
Or with T3 Collect. Sometimes I'm a lot, not majority, but almost most of the times I try to get on his Overgrown third grade podcast or his channel. Honestly, that's it. I mean, the only thing I can just say that what's coming up is I'll be watching. I think it's either later in a few hours or the next day, but I'll be watching Elimination Chamber, which is in Perth, Australia. WWE. Okay. So that'll be cool. Hopefully you guys will get to see that or on TV or so. It's gonna be some good matches. So it's actually gonna be 4:00 4:00 a.m. my time. So it's an early morning that they'll be showing Elimination Chamber, which is like, oh man, that's pretty. Ugh, I don't know if I'll last, but we'll see.
Yeah, so that's where you'll catch JJ, of course, with me next week and the weeks to come, and T3, of course. Or Good in the Hood. I can't get away with that. I'm a white guy. Anyway, thanks T3 for joining in. Thank you very much. Also, who do we have on the list? Was it? Oops. Okay. We had T3. I want to thank some people here. T3. Was it just T3? No, Wolfpack.
T3 and Wolfpack and Collect to Disconnect.
Yeah.
They were the three that jumped on for a bit. So thank y'all guys.
Everybody's welcome here. JJ, you know that. Everybody's welcome here. We love you all to come on, have a chat. If you have not seen us and we were off, check us out on the replay. So you're welcome. So give us a like. I'm so happy I'm back with, again, JJ, this man here. So happy that he's well and fit to do this. And gracing us with his presence. Yes.
So far, right now, at this moment, that's what has been given to me, So thank the Lord himself and that I'm still around. It hit me pretty hard, this food poisoning. But, hey, I guess like people say I'm a fighter because I toughed it out. I was going to work like that too when I shouldn't have.
Yeah, but, you shouldn't have. You shouldn't have.
No, it was bad. I mean, there was times where I was leaving early, but I still went. I had to. I mean, work is work. Nobody's gonna pay my bills, even if I'm sick. Nobody's gonna pay my bills. So
yeah. Those blasted bills. Anyway, we're gonna call it a night because it is pre-evening here in New Zealand, so it is night.
It's midnight here.
Yeah. I love you, JJ. You know I
love you too, brother.
So
yeah, no, I'm just happy to be back. It may not look like it, but I am. Guys, sorry if it doesn't look like it. We're just like I was telling PG, and he's also feeling it too. We have a little bit of what we call ring rust, but it's more like live string rust.
Yes.
We're just like, I honestly being sick for the past 2 weeks, and so it was
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
I didn't catch up with anything. I tried watching Monarch on Apple TV, didn't get the chance to watch that. Started on Gen V, and I barely have been watching that. I haven't been able to finish it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I finally watched Transformers: Rise of the Beast, but
I watched
we'll
that.
get into all that other stuff
Yeah.
later.
So, yeah, we'll do it. We'll that's coming up next week. Or who knows what's coming up next week? But we'll be up next week with again new talk from the other side of the world. This has been JJ. JJ, hello, goodbye. This has been PGM.
Good morning,
And
good night.
good night. And if you can't make someone smile during a night, day, wherever you are, well, that's your problem. No, it's not my
That's
catchphrase.
that's
I'll have to work on
PGM.
it. I'll have to work on that catchphrase. That's terrible. Anyway, so see you. Have a good night or morning wherever you are.